Welcome to the PT Legends podcast, where co-host Dave Bess and myself, Scott Carpenter, share our journey and secrets of success. From our humble beginnings as personal training employees of a big box gym to struggling studio owners that have made every mistake in the book, to where we are now, the owners of a multi-seven-figure business operating multiple personal training studios internationally, and now coach and mentor to fitness professionals in 5 countries and counting. This is our story, and these are our secrets. Subscribe to our podcast, learn, take action, and build your own fitness empire. Welcome back to the PT Legends podcast. I am Scott.
Big Dave, clocking in
Once again, and we have a special episode. So you guys have all got this. It's the mother of all objections. It is how to defeat the dreaded spousal objection. It's one that even with the best of us, it kind of renders us a little bit useless in a way, because like, well, what do you say to that? Well, Dave, as you know, he is what I nicknamed him the Kool-Aid Man, because you get off a conversation with Dave, and he does this every day, every week, right? With our legends, whether it's in a group call or this or that. But after a call with Dave, you feel like you can run through brick walls, like the Kool-Aid Man, just go, oh yeah. So that's his nickname. Ironically, you're wearing a Mountain Dew shirt today, but
Diet Mountain Dew, Scott. It's a
Diet Mountain Dew.
If it was, what is it? The zero, they changed them all, right? Like now Diet, it's a Mountain Dew Zero, which is quality, not as good as the Diet Mountain Dew, but that's the story for another day.
Well, all the other zeros are better than the diets though.
Fact.
Like Diet Coke, Diet Mountain Dew, like shit. Coke Zero, delicious.
10 out of 10.
Delicious.
Love it.
And everyone that's super concerned with any kind of artificial sugars is shaking their heads right now. A little bit of cancer is okay. The dose that makes it.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, so the dreaded spousal objection. Dave, so we run an objection handling call with our legends, and it's awesome to see these guys grow, because when you get really good at it, you're going to close that extra 20%. And when you're doing high ticket programs, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for short-term programs, holy shit, that extra 20 percentage points really adds up in being an extra 50, 80 grand in your pocket on an annual basis. So yeah, Dave, so you take it away, Kool-Aid Man. Like, where do we start with that spousal objection?
Oh, picture this, Scott. So you get on a discovery call. So for anyone out there listening, like, we do a 2-part sales process. Discovery call, get them on the horn. Let's talk about their story, right? So basically you're interviewing them. But picture this, Scott. You're talking to Sheila. Sheila, she starts opening up about her pain points in this 7-minute call. And she's saying, my God, Scott, honestly, I don't know who I am anymore. The weight represents me being so uncertain, I don't even know where to start. Okay. So you're like, holy shit, I really want to work with this person. Our legends listening out there, and anyone listening, like, when you have that initial conversation with a really juicy lead, get you excited, right? And so, like, with our process, we give them some homework. We have them even do a deeper dive, really uncover why Sheila wants to change. She sends those over. You're jacked up on a level of Kool-Aid Man. You're 10 out of 10 going into this PC. You want to change Sheila's life, okay? So you set Sheila down and you dig. At some point in that conversation, you both cry together, okay? Maybe you even hug, okay? Get to the end of it. All the certainty and conviction is still in your voice, and you're like, Sheila, we created this one-on-one mentorship program specifically for women like you. The cost of it is $4,000. Let's do this thing. And what if Sheila, she's crying, but she says, you know what? I want to do this program. I'm all in, but I have to go run it past my husband first. Okay. How many people out there listening know what the hell to say next?
Not many.
I know I didn't for years. And my point of doing this story, before we get into the details, that's a punch right in your gut. When you don't know what to say after an amazing discovery call, after an amazing conversation with someone where you and I both know, Scott, and everyone out there listening in sales, if they have to go home and speak to their spouse, you're never going to hear from them again. 99.999% of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you.
Or they've got that easy out. Like, well, he said no. And sometimes that's legitimate because they're going home. Like, this is a $4,000 program. They're going to tell their husband. And it's just like, oh, are you shitting me? Why don't you just get a $15 a month membership to Planet Fitness? Because that's how guys would solve a problem, right?
I mean, we'll kind of hit the pulse button here. Like, what would you do if your beautiful wife's like, hey, I'm spending $5,000 on a program? And let's just say that this was 5 years ago when we didn't ourselves invest into mentorship.
Yeah.
What would you have said? You'd be like,
now it's a different story. We have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in coaching and programs and mentorships and this and that. And it's made us what we are today. But 5 years ago wasn't that.
No, what the hell?
And I would have been like, you're crazy. I would have been like, you're crazy.
Yes.
This is the stupidest thing. I'll just write you up a plan.
100% of the time, every time. And I'm in the same boat. Like, but now, like, I encourage Carrie to invest in herself. You know, it's like whatever it takes for you to live your best life, go out there and do it. But we're in the 0.00001% of people that have invested in ourselves to the extent that we have. So of course, like our spousal objection, like Carrie comes home, hey, I'm doing this, it's costing this. Like, yeah, absolutely do it. That's not the way that conversation is going down though with Sheila. When Sheila goes home and talks to Tom, who's out there grinding it out, working 40 to 50 hours a week, he's an accountant, he's going to think that she's absolutely nuts. Okay. So a couple things like before we get into how to tackle this isn't Sheila's fault at all. Like she's probably leaving that conversation really, really excited, really, really fired up. How the hell is Sheila going to go home and explain this program to Tom though? That's the starting point. Think about this, Scott. Like, think about our programs that we're like this 63-day transformation program. How long did it take for us to fully understand what it is? The voice behind it took us years. We're still putting together, like we're just trimming the fat of the steak.
Still evolving.
It's still evolving. And this is years later, right? This is we've been doing this for over 2 years now, right? And we still like, now I'm razor sharp. I can tell you in 30 seconds, this is exactly what we're going to do, right? Sheila's not going to be able to describe it. Here's what's going to happen when Sheila goes home. 9 times out of 10, hey, I'm really excited. I want to start this program. It's a fitness program, and we're kind of combining life coaching with it. It's fantastic. It's an investment. It's $4,000. And then here's what Tom is going to say: for a year? Wait, are you signing up through 2025? Like what? No, it's for 9 weeks. That's not Sheila's fault. So here's the thing with that spousal objection. It could be a legitimate, they really do have to run it past their spouse. And we'll get into the coaching moment in a minute, but there's no way in hell Sheila's going to be able to explain it to Tom. So let's put a couple asterisks there that it's not whoever gives you the spousal objection, it is 100% not their fault. Some people really want to do the program. Now, there's another camp of people that are going to throw out that objection just for the heck of it. How many times have you had that one? To where no, this is nonsense. You don't think I'm a highly trained machine that can overcome this. So I'm going to bounce it out there, and then
that's most of them. That is absolutely most of them. It's a cheap cop out.
Cheap cop out. It's a good one just because most sales professionals just aren't trained.
Used it with things. If I think back, I've used it like with whatever it was when I wasn't convinced. I've used that because people have a hard time telling you other people no.
100%. So you throw that out there and it frees up, because here's the thing, like it's a delicate conversation. So like my first asterisk, it's never going to be whoever you're talking with. It's never going to be their fault when they say they have to go speak to their spouse, because in some instances they are rare. They truly do have to like run this thing by them just because that's how they come to decisions. But another big part of this spousal objection is you have to handle it with the right energy. Okay, so you have to be very respectful when handling it. You can't do the sucker sales approach of, hey Scott, you ready to buy this car here? Let's rock and roll. I have to speak to him. What is she gonna say? Come on, man, don't you have some brass? Let's do this thing. So we're like, you cannot treat the spousal objection.
No gym owner wants to tackle objections like a hard ass like that. Nobody feels good about that. You don't want to struggle. Like that's what they taught at some of the big box gyms.
100%.
Right? They taught them you back them into a corner.
Yep.
Right. And make them do it. And nobody feels good about that.
Nobody. So we're going to make you feeling good about tackling this objection. Keep in mind, we're teaching, we're going through this scenario as a high ticket scenario. You can use this for literally anything. You can use it for one-on-one PT, does not matter. You can use this tactics. But the bottom line is when Sheila comes out here, it's like, I really need to speak to my spouse. You have to acknowledge that. So it goes back to when Sheila says this, like, I'm not just going to say, I appreciate you let me know how you feel, Sheila. Like, use some empathy. It's like, Sheila, I get it. I'm a married man. Big decisions like this, I run them through Carrie. So I 100% understand that you want to be a team player here. So acknowledge her. That's step number one right there. Is acknowledge her as like, hey, I get it. Even if you know that it's a cop out, genuinely go in there and just say, hey, I get it. It's a lot easier to do this since I am married. And like Carrie and I, we have the relationship to where we make decisions together. So you acknowledge that. Here's the question that you have to figure out. You have to answer it. Did we say Tom was the husband's name? I think
Sure.
we said Tom.
We'll go with Tom.
Yeah, well, let's go with Tom. We need to figure out what Tom's objection is going to be. That's the acknowledgement. Let's figure out what Tom is going to say here. So you can build a little bit of rapport here. It's like, how long have you and Tom, how long have you been together? So build a little bit more. And sometimes at this point, you do know that they've been together for X number of years. But the bottom line is you want to really build that, hey, they've been together, that they know each other pretty well. So that's the question. Like, Sheila, at this point in time, you guys have been married 10 years. Would you agree that you guys know each other pretty well? She's going to say yes. And then you ask a very, very specific question. Get home tonight around the kitchen table. What time do you guys have dinner tonight? 6:00. Okay, you get home tonight, get around what are you guys having for dinner? Chicken and potatoes. Great. It's a great choice. So you're getting around, you're eating your chicken potatoes, you're having a conversation, and you tell Tom, hey, I'm investing in this program that I think is really legitimately going to change my life. It's a $4,000 investment, but I really do believe in my heart it's the way to go. What do you think Tom's going to say? So you see, I like painting that picture because I know that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to go home, and at some point in time, kids are going to go to bed, and you're going to have the conversation. What is Tom going to say? And then that's when the wheels are going to be spinning, right? And did you notice there what I did, Scott? Especially if you're doing the high ticket approach, I'm throwing that out there. What is he going to say when you say you're going to invest $4,000 into a program? Because we both know what's coming up next. Everyone out there listening, you know what's coming up next. He's going to say it's a lot of money, Dave. And so now, like, we can do other objections. You've isolated the real objection here, right?
Yep.
His objection. So now you can go down that rabbit hole, and we won't go into all of the details, but you have to isolate it. Is Tom going to see the value in this program? And if she says at this point that Tom is, 100%, he's going to see the value in the program. So now you can isolate that, okay, he sees the value in it. This is an affordability issue. Yeah, exactly. So now I can go down the rabbit hole and I can tackle that objection. That it's an affordability one. But let's just say that she's a little bit kind of on the fence. And I don't know if he's truly going to understand what this program is. Now I get to do my coaching moment. So now I will walk Sheila the way that this conversation went, just because it's personally happened to me 50 to 100 times. I'm going to go, Sheila, do I have permission to coach you? Yeah, sure. You have permission to coach me. I've had this conversation a lot. Over the course of the last 2 years, I've had it 50 to 100 times. Typically, this is how the conversation goes. Now, you're all in, you want to do the program, right? So you have to confirm, number one, that Sheila is all in, that she wants to do the program. She's like, no, Dave, 100%. I'm 100%, I'm all in, I want to do the program. Here's the way the conversation is going to go down. You're going to go home and you're going to play the telephone game with Tom, and you're going to try to describe and explain what this program is. He's not going to understand. He's not going to grasp it at all. Would you agree with that? Truly, will you agree with that? She's going to agree with that. Yeah, you're probably right. So at this point in time, guess what? I have the real objection, right? It's an affordability objection. I've already confirmed that Sheila 100%, she's all in, that she wants to do it. Mm-hmm. So now I get to ask a beautiful question here. How are we going to overcome this? Ooh, she wants
that's
to
a
do it.
good
Like,
one.
how are we going to overcome this? Now I'm getting excited. Like, Sheila, you're all in. You want to do the program. You know how the conversation is going to go. How are we? Now we're in this thing together. How are we going to overcome it? Okay. I don't know, Dave. That's what she's going to say. I don't know. I know because I've been through 250 reps, maybe even more. I've helped our legends go through hundreds of reps. I know exactly what to say. Now I get to coach this thing home. And I'm going to start it off with, Sheila, here's how we're going to overcome this thing. Once again, you're 100%, you're all in. I'm 100% all in. We're going to book your onboarding time. Right now, today, we're committing to this program. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to put down a $500 deposit. It locks in your onboarding time. So I'm letting her know out of the gate, you're putting $500 down today. I'm letting her know it's 100% refundable. I'm letting her know, and here's what we're going to do. You're going to put down a $500. It's 100% refundable deposit. And then I'm walking her through what that represents. We're going to book your onboarding time. It's just not going to be some random onboarding time. It's going to be an onboarding session where you're going to bring Tom in. We're going to build out your plan together because we both agreed there's no way in hell you're going to be successful unless Tom's 100% on board. So we're going to get him on board. So here's the bottom line. He's going to have questions. He's going to have questions about the program. He's going to have questions about me trying to sell you this program wearing a Diet Mountain Dew t-shirt. I'm going to walk him through the program. I'm going to answer all of the questions that he has. We're building out your dream plan. And at any point in that conversation, if Tom is 100% on board and you're not 100% on board, I'm going to refund your $500 back and you're leaving with a free plan. Not one person has ever backed out after having this onboarding session. We're going to commit right now for you taking action. And it starts with you booking your onboarding time with me or you're bringing Tom in. Is that something you'd be willing to try? They can't say no. If they do say no, guess what? Then you got your no. She truly doesn't want to do the program. You can handle other objections, but you have to put your money, Scott, where your mouth is. For the end user out there, they have to. The reason that Sheila is in that chair, anyone, they haven't taken action yet. That's the reason. So that's what that deposit represents. It represents them taking action. And the way that we teach our legends to do it is give them something of value. Give them that free onboarding session. And if they're not 100% all in, they're not a good fit for your program and you guys can go your separate ways. Mm-hmm. But seriously, not one person that has showed up for that onboarding session has ever backed out when they bring in their spouse. In fact, 20% of the time, the spouse will even join the program with them. Because it's almost like you're doing like another sales pitch.
That's so good. You made it really difficult to say no on that one because you established that she's all in twice.
Yep.
Right. And do you notice like it's that doctor friend that we talk about? He's just, once he gets that agreement, he's telling her what those next steps are. And he's making it a we thing. Here's what we're going to do. It's not a, would you be game for this? Right. It's just boom. Here's what we're going to do. And boom, 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 boom. He's directing that. Now he's got a lot of reps in on this, guys. And he coaches people, our legends on this every single day of the week. So obviously he's really good at this. He's got that certainty. He's got that belief. He's got that conviction in everything he says. It takes a while to get that. It takes a while, but that is smooth. And if you get that no, so here's the thing where we all duck out on it, guys. We allow them to leave with a maybe. And that is the worst thing you can do. You know, it just doesn't sit right in your gut too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You're going to lose sleep.
Those are the worst.
You're going to lose sleep.
When we don't force them to give you a yes or a no, that is the worst. It means we didn't do our job. And yes, the no's hurt. They sting, especially when you get really emotionally invested in this person. Mm-hmm. These stings really bad. But you're not doing your job if you don't get them to tell you yes or tell you no. That's it. That maybe is a cop-out. They are running away from their decision not to take action. Mm-hmm. And I always equate it like if you're talking to Tony Robbins and he's going to work with you with a program, is he going to let you get away with his bullshit? Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it kind of thing. No, he's not going to let you get away with that bullshit. Listen, it's uncomfortable to get a yes or a no. It really is to force somebody to make that decision, but you have to learn how to do it. Half of our job is being motivating and encouraging and making them believe that they can do it, making them believe in themselves. You have to hone these skills. That's what Dave does. That's why he's the Kool-Aid Man. We'll bring it full circle. Like, you get people to believe that they can run through brick walls. And then as a result of that, they do. How many clients, forget clients, we'll come back to that, but how many gym owners have been stuck where they're at, and they're really uncomfortable selling what they're selling for many times higher, for thousands of dollars for 9-week programs. And then you get them to believe they literally run through the brick walls that are up against them in business. And then the same goes for the end user clients. They have tried and failed, 15 times over the past 11 years, right? That's the reality of it. That's what our country and most countries are like in any developed country. And you get them to believe in themselves. You get them to shatter those walls that they put up themselves, or society did, and they just took it as is. So that's what you do, Dave. You break down barriers, you break down walls, you get people to believe in themselves, and then you get people to make those change, whether it's the end user or it's the gym owner.
Buddy, that's my gift to the world. Like I tell people all the time, and people know by listening, if they've listened to a few, you're the brains of the operation, and then I'm the Kool-Aid Man of the operation. Like I get really, really excited because our product, a transformational program, right, for the end user, and Shannon Logan, one of our amazing legends, she said it and it makes sense. Like, we believe in people until they believe in themselves. And that's where real change is. It has nothing to do with nutrition, the workouts, the movement. It's that belief, right? We do the same things for any gym owner that we work with. That's the Kool-Aid Man. I believe in them so freaking much until they believe in themselves enough to sell their programs and get their real value at $2,000 to $8,000. So I get to witness that transformation. And that, to me, when someone has that confidence to have the coaching moment and coach someone, out of the bullshit and say, no, you're ready to take action. If you believe in your gut, this is a program, let's do it. It's amazing, man. He's
the best in the world at it. That is his world-class ability. And you know what? We run calls all week long on doing this. We do it in a group setting. If you want to drop in on one of them and learn how we crush objections, just shoot us a message.
That's it.
Send it to Dave at ptlegends.com. Shoot an email to Dave at ptlegends.com, and he'll shoot you a link, and you can actually hop in one of those calls and see how powerful this can be, and see how it's done in practice and getting reps in and how smooth it can get. And it is game changing. It's absolutely game changing. And this is just a component of what he does.
Let's make it extra special. If it came just from this pod, you've made it all the way through, free week with us. If it came from this pod,
there you go.
If you want to work with this afterwards, fantastic. But I guarantee you, we will give you so much value. You're going to come out of that 7 days you're not a completely different person, but you're going to start building momentum to become that person.
Absolutely.
So let's give them a free week.
That sales Jedi. And that's that's one of the first steps in increasing your price. I know a lot of you guys are scared, and we're writing those people down the street have this and they have that. So we're right kind of where we need to be, or we're already the most expensive, because it's all bullshit. And that stuff is easy. Selling a $180, $240, a $600 a month PT membership, that's nothing. You can do so much more than that. And you need to change these people's lives, because they need to invest. They need skin in the game to get the results, period. You need people who pay attention. Just how it is. So anyways, we're going to let you go. That is how to defeat the dreaded spousal objection. It's going to take some practice. I know you liked it, but it's going to take some practice. So yeah, Dave at ptlegends.com, and you can hop on a call. We can practice this. So that's it. That's it for this week's podcast episode. Thanks for tuning into the PT Legends podcast. We will see you next week. See you, everybody. Dave and myself, Scott, would love to thank you for tuning in and listening to the PT Legends podcast. You can get direct access to us by joining our free Facebook group. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/7-figure personal trainer. That's seven-figure personal trainer with the number 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can keep on learning and keep on living. Finally, if you picked up any tips whatsoever in this episode that you found helpful, be sure to leave us a review and tell us what you like best about it. Can't wait to see you on the next episode.